Very good evening, everyone. Once again, before we start the session, let's have a round of mic test for our panelists today. Um, I would request all our panelists and the moderator to please unmute yourself, and if you can also switch on your video and say hi or hello, so that we get to know that there is no technical issues with your mic or your video is working fine.
Hello,
Thank you.
good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Thank you so much. Mm, Sir Nichute, are you here? Hello, sir. Yes, he has already joined the meeting. Hello, sir Nichute. If I'm audible, can you please unmute yourself and say hi or hello?
Okay. Hello.
Oh, hi, sir. Hi, sir.
Hi, Sonny. Yeah.
Yes, hi. Thank you so much, sir. I believe your microphone and both your video is working perfectly fine.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Miss Katini,
Yeah,
are
hi.
you there? Yes. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hi. Thank you so much. Mr. Sentiwati Kichu, can I get a response from you as well? Can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, Sonia, I can hear you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So one of our panelists is yet to join the session. So okay. So one of our panelists is having some issue in connecting. So I think okay. I request everyone to kindly bear the inconveniences, and we shall start the session in 1 minute. Really sorry for the inconveniences. As one of our panelists is yet to join, he is having some issue, but as he tries, let us continue the session. A very good afternoon to everyone once again. I would like to welcome you all to our COVID-19 academic session for the state of Nagaland. So this session is a collaborative session of SPEAR India and Nagaland State Disaster Management Authority on the topic post-COVID-19 socio-economic response for migrant workers and their communities. So today for this session, we have a very eminent speakers from the state of Nagaland who have been working in the field of entrepreneurship. And also we have a government representative from the Department of Food and Civil Supplies Department. He is actually the one who is unable to join the session. So I believe he will join us very soon. And today we will also be like the session will also conducted in both Nagamese and English so that we don't have any language barrier. So I request the participants to feel free to either interact in Nagamese or English. So, and I would also like to inform all of the participants today that we are also going live in YouTube. So yeah, and then we have a very we also have a very wonderful moderator, Miss Katini. She is from Ken Youth. She is currently working as the administrator of the Ken Youth. She has done her bachelor's degree in education from Manipur University, and also have completed her B.Ed and Masters of Social Work from Nagaland University. She have worked with various organizations in Nagaland, um, She also have worked in the Peace Channel, Dimapur, Nagaland, as a researcher. So, like I said, she is currently the administrator of Ken Youth organization, which is based in Dimapur. So, uh, now I would like to hand over the rest of the time to our moderator, Ms. Katini. Over to you. Thank you.
Yeah, a very good afternoon to each and every one of you again. Without wasting much of our time, I guess we are running out of time. So to start with, I guess since our first speaker is not there, I will just go with the second speaker. And before we start, let me just give you a brief introduction of our second resource person, that is Mr. Lezo. He is a founder of Edu Center School of a Business, the first business startup in Nagaland, and he also founded the Job Center, which helped more than 2,000 young people with jobs over the last 9 years. And also he had MBA in entrepreneurship from London, South Bank University, London, and studied strategy at Harvard Business School. And he also served as the director of YouthNet between the year 2016 and 20. And today he will be speaking on the issues which is relevant at the present scenario. So he will be speaking about the migrant workers between the first wave and the second wave at this pandemic. So what the difference is, what is the difference between the first wave and the second wave during this pandemic, and how entrepreneurship and alternate prospect for livelihood generation in the state. So he will be speaking on that. So looking forward to you, sir, and over to you, sir. Yeah.
Okay, Katina, thanks a lot for this opportunity. So grateful to be here. Sony, thank you, and to Spree India as well. Before we begin, I want to just give my respect to Mr. Nichite Dulo. He's the father of entrepreneurship in Nagaland, and all of us are just juniors trying to follow in his footsteps. So respect to sir. I think two things here in terms of entrepreneurship. Last year, lockdown day. First of all, I must appreciate the government, because tahandi kharcha gurina, a lot of our people had come back home. Data, according to the papers, was showing about 16 to 17,000 people had lost their jobs and came back to Nagaland. I'm just talking about Nagaland context. Because Naga Manukhan Bahar kam kore, most of them are working in hospitality, in tourism, in service sectors, where unfortunately the service sectors have really struggled over the last 2 years. So 16,000 of them, 17,000 of them returned back home. And if you look around what happened in the first wave and second wave lagado iman support bhi nahi from the government. And I don't blame them, because for all of us, if we are in a bad situation today, it's our own fault, because we should have learned from the first wave, right? And so whether entrepreneurship wholly, whether, things, number one is we understood the importance of savings. Mohan Nagamanuhan, especially savings from Bhalnai, and I know that entrepreneur associates and all advocate for savings. But the difference has been that this time you can see that while the struggle is still there, people are still okay, because they've realized that there might be rainy days in the coming days. And it's going to be very evident, because we have overused our planet. Tsunami hoilebi, volcano eruption will be, deforestation will be. If you look at the fires in Australia, everything is because of climate change. And so with more climate change issues, it's going to get more viruses are going to thrive, more diseases are going to come. And so as human beings, we have to be careful of how the future is going to be. Now, two things. One is when many people have lost their jobs, especially private sector laga jobs khan, because private sectors don't get funding. It has also been a boon for the rural economy. Last year in the country, every year India there, about 50 lakh people get jobs every year. But last year, about 2.3 crore people lost their jobs because of the pandemic. But what has happened is the economy survived because of the rural people, whether it's agriculture, whether it's buying tractors, whether it's buying fertilizers, because our agri became so strong that it could support the economy. And Mohan Naga Manukhan bi, you would have seen, kun bishi Manukhan, kun ba hi-fi khan bui thake do, many of them went back to the village. Tahan sabji khan pali thaishi, murgi khan raki thaishi, ghauri khan raki thaishi. And so it was a wonderful opportunity because import was lockdown bra transport can be naturally na logistic issue ase, but we could see that a lot of self consumption was happening. So if you look at the situation, we were in a very, very good situation currently. So as an entrepreneur, I would encourage people to think differently and to think, how can I not take opportunity, but how can I maximize and not look at this from a problem, but look at this as an opportunity. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for your inputs and thoughts. It is the need of art that every individual need to know what is good and what is bad and what is important at this point of juncture. So thank you so much again. And next we have, if any participant would like to question, you can always put a question in the chat box so that sir, our panelists can respond to it. And later on, we will take all the questions if we have in the end of the session as well. Yeah, thank you again. And next we have our second panelist, Mr. Michuto, the CEO Entrepreneurs Association. Yes, and he had also been influencing lives. A short introduction about him is he has been influencing lives with visionaries initiative of transformation, marginalized communities in Nagaland and Northeast in India with a focused approach of unleashing powers and entrepreneurship. And also he have won awards from social entrepreneurship of the, he have won as a social entrepreneur of the year, and also he also got an award from Mothers Association, Naga Mother Association as well. So he will be talking on, he will be speaking on how migrant workers. Okay, sorry, I make a mistake. The second speaker will be Sinti Wati from Canyud. Yeah, and Sinti Wati, he is currently working as a project coordinator of Canyud, and he will be speaking on community, what the community is doing or initiating in this pandemic. So over to you, Mr. Sinti Wati. You can take it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Katini. Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes.
First of all, thank you, Spare India, for giving me this opportunity, and then also respected our panelists and moderator. So to begin with the sessions, first of all, like this ongoing COVID pandemic, whether the first phase or the second phase, it has affected the life of most of the vulnerable sections, especially the migrant workers. And not only like during this, like because of COVID also, but like before COVID also, they are the ones who have been affected in terms of economic or like child education benefits or in any other aspects. And in these COVID situations, what we can do is like we should give more attention to the migrant workers. Supposing like in Nagaland, there are a lot of people like from other states migrate for work purpose, and every year its number is increasing. And Dimapur as a like commercial hub, majority of the business or is run by the like migrant workers, whether a big business or a like a labor work. It's all people migrating from other states. And in this current situation, we are not talking about only like people migrating from different states, but our own local peoples, Nijola like district alakpa akan, ito ambi yede bhashina bishi buyase. And so they are also struggling the same, unable to go return to their own village, Kulmado, due to this lockdown in our strict action law. And then when we categorize these migrant workers, some are economically stable. They're able to meet their needs, and some who are suffering the most are like daily wage, hand to mouth kan. Kono kam na thali do khawli na pai. And they are like every day. Some construction workers, we can see some few construction workers working in the building sections. They are unable to go work. So as like as a community organizations, Mohan Gang Youth, what we are doing is like we are also like concerned our target areas can they concern migrants work like we give more attention, we are giving attention towards the migrant workers also. And along with our partners, what we are doing is like developing pamphlets and guidelines for the community leaders and for the like parents and children, where myths and facts can take over. Corona nai ena koi manukan, and then corona to misamisha se Nagaland nai, but people are still infected and many people are dying because of this corona. So myths and facts can understand maybe for the leaders and for the parents and for the children. We are preparing a developing a guidebook, kind of guidebook where they can actually like activity campuses, home-based activity like with the siblings, share preventions and precautionary steps of like COVID and also we are also like community day directly involved engaging with the like village volunteers and then ASHA workers. These ASHA workers can get Mohan Dahangibi train group, providing the proper like cares, equipment, and 95 mask sanitizer, oximeter, PPT kit. We will train group. So train Gravi is not directly from us, but from experts, our associate are like networking partners who are like dealing with the COVID situations, partners can. So the train group, how they can like constantly check with the like migrant workers within the community members, and also installing an information booth within their like community there. So information booth will provide an information regarding COVID. So where youth volunteers and then ASHA workers information possible because migrant workers, when we see like most of them are like uneducated and the illiterate PSA, they cannot read and write. So passing out informations, ASHA workers can back good work, or like community leaders can get aware good work. Pregnant women can get meetings can get bowl in the work. Migrants can contribute, and then any time they be in the work. Whether like it's a daily wage come, so more priority is their safety. So some other way, her spouse or like in adjustment because pregnancy women can be risky, so they will be might easily get affected also. So at one like ASHA workers can go for a routine checkup. We'll be installing again like another first aid medical aid box. First aid medical to install Kurwa. So medical information or like panduhan testing hang instead of going or like routine checkup by the like tahana temperature can side to oximeter hamba pulses can side to. So the ASHA workers and volunteers can be like taking the in charge of this. So I role act like we'll be also providing a small like a dry ration to the migrant laborers workers are different able people, widows, especially from the below poverty line categories. Kange tahange saigene tahange Russian country will say. And like I'm sure other CBS and organizations, there are like every possible ways that tahan reach out to try with the migrant workers or kungun kelibi in any way. And even in the like communities itself also, like community village councils what they can do is like there are migrant workers, majority of the migrant workers are elected by the Russian card company. So unable to receive the like rice can or like any rations provided in the community. So tahan kande community within the community members tahan all of adjustment korina sagina. If they can support for a 1-time or a 2-time rations can be delivered, it will be beneficial for the like migrant workers also. And we are also thinking like community, what community can do is like a form of community corona community within the community, so that they can constantly monitor how many people are infected with corona, and then this whether this migrant worker is type positive thaga manu kam de charge na, is it type proper precaution can loss na, isolation the person na, needs to monitor some in order to like daily wage can push out all of power for like feeding for a family. They food they will go for a work. So these things has to be checked whether that person is taking care or not. And once the edu manu responsible line he's going for a work, then it's very easy to get like transmitted to other people, because migrant workers can in one house, like we can see in some areas we can see like 3 to 4 households stay together in one hectare cordon. So hectare bus out easily affected. And then when it happens like that, it's like the number of again infection increases your BRA. So all these things can be like community can be all responsible in that within the areas can this available. And also the more when we see like hotspot areas are like market workers hotspot area can such the Parmakim one is there, Kermohol one is there, railway colony, small there are like thousands and thousands of reside place migrant workers can. So every one area can they like where more number of migrants are there, they don't get a lot of strengthen community man give strengthen goal again. We need to provide additional supports, and then psychological like supports, guidance, some daily which can be na find a business struggle go. So we need to provide them a support. Depressed come for like what a they don't have anything to eat. So depressed can be so additional supports can be developed. So always ready like churches can they counselor can take I think every community church can take it. So counselors can if they can provide, and then if the church can spread their wings in a larger way this time. Within the community like everywhere and we natural area so partially the church can be. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Sintiwati, for enlightening us. Apni ko Nishina church leaders can or community leaders can working hand in hand collaboratively can bring an impact. Apni bra ko Nishina itu kan any community can ke mukhan ekla na hoine community can ke bi jani dele to pa na. Yeah, thank you so much again, and we will take the questions. I believe all our panelists will be noting the questions, and PJD, we will come back to you again. Yeah, and now we have yeah, Soni.
Yes, I'm really sorry for interrupting. I'm very happy to announce that Mr. Jungshi Jamir has joined our session. So let me just have his mic test if everything is working fine. Sir Jungshi, can you please unmute yourself? Hello, Sir Jungshi. Your mic is muted. If you can please unmute your mic and switch on your video for a moment and say hi or hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, sir, very much.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's working perfectly fine. Thank you so much. And I would also like to request all the participants to put up your question in the chat box. We will be having a Q&A session after each panelist has taken their time. And we would also like to request you later in the Q&A session if you can also unmute yourself and ask question. So feel free to that. Now over to you, Katini. Thank you.
Thank you, Sony. Now we have our third speaker, Mr. Minchute. Yeah, the first person who I introduced earlier is here, who is also the CEO Entrepreneurs Association. So over to you, sir. I won't take much time of yours. Yeah.
Thank you, Katini. And thank you, my friends. Thank you, Lezo, for the generous introduction and acknowledgement. There is so much to be done in Nagaland when it comes to entrepreneurship. And I feel privileged to be associated with the development of entrepreneurship in Nagaland. Yet, we are very far from what the world understands as entrepreneurship. Nagaland's level of entrepreneurship is way below what people would understand as entrepreneurs. We have petty traders, we have petty retailers, but we are yet to see real entrepreneurs coming up. But that does not mean that we should be discouraged. Our priority seems to be government job, and that's not surprising given the fact that our parents have lived through. Right after Second World War, they went into Indo-Naga War. Nagaland has been only seeing troubled days, except for the last 10 years of relatively better ceasefire. And so the young people who are like 25 years below have not really seen much of the violent struggles, but people who are 35 years above have been also witness to the troubled times, and we are just beginning to see normalcy coming down to Nagaland. But with the unfortunate situation of multiple underground organizations as a result of government of India acknowledging any underground organization that comes up with armed cadres, and they get into what they call the famous ceasefire. Not only in Nagaland, but you can see in Manipur, in Assam, and any northeast place, including Meghalaya, wherever some people take up guns. Government of India seems to be very happy to have what they call ceasefire, either by their provincial government, state governments, or by the central government. And so Nagaland is a happy place when we come to that. And so you have seen a number of underground organizations exacting tax in Nagaland. And that's one discouragement you might have seen about the troubled times that Nagaland has undergone for the last 70 years, but that is only a minuscule of the problem. And therefore, the best bait for our parents have been what they call secured government job. And so today, our young people who are educated, it has become very difficult for them to think beyond government jobs. And so we don't really have entrepreneurs whom we can say are job creators. People like Lezo and myself, all of us, we are trying to create small opportunities in our own way. But I tell you again that we are very far from what the world understands is entrepreneurship, but we don't have to be discouraged. We start small with big dreams and we will succeed. Now, when I talk about that, many of the people who have gone out as migrant workers and have come back to Nagaland last year, we don't have the exact data, but the returnees seems to be about 18,000 people who have registered, out of which we believe about 14 to 15,000 are actually migrant workers. Many people didn't return back to Nagaland, but a lot returned back to Nagaland. And today I've been told to speak for about 10 to 15 minutes on how to rehabilitate or how to encourage migrant workers who came back to their villages find work again without migrating to other states. I've been asked to speak on how to develop strategy on migrants' livelihood and how we can create livelihoods in Nagaland for migrant workers. I've been asked to speak last year on several occasions about similar topics. And I must tell you, if you are going to wait upon the government to save you, like your parents must have told you that if you study and become a graduate, you must come home with a government job. I'm going to tell you, your dependence on government is not going to work. Last year, the government of Nagaland instituted few of us as core committee to help Nagaland recover from the lockdown and also help the state during the lockdown period. We gave several suggestions, and interestingly, the government applied quickly. And so I'm sure the government got certain funds to continue the plans. But it will be always a challenge to see things actually happening down at the ground level. Now, that does not mean that we should be discouraged with the government. It only means that you are the only one responsible to take your action, to take actions of your life. We have 39 participants with us today. It was 42 earlier, but some maybe because of network issues. However, I want to tell you that last year, when Industries and Commerce Department asked me to speak to about 200 migrant workers, I challenged them to develop micro nurseries and that we will buy back from them. I am afraid nobody did it. However, when we gave this challenge to women street vendors in Nagaland, more than 2,000 of them responded. And all of them are going to get more than 10,000 rupees because of this exercise. Developing micro fruit tree nurseries. I want to stress that while entrepreneurship, which we think in a more glamorous way, may be difficult for many to take it up. And why I say that is because I have worked with a number of entrepreneurs. We have even funded up to 1 crore per person, but we have also funded many people with 50,000, 1 lakh rupees. So I can confidently tell you, in the context of Nagaland, we have some experience of funding what we call entrepreneurship. And many people who have returned back to Nagaland, it will be a challenge to take up entrepreneurship because entrepreneurship is not a cup of tea for everybody. It does not mean that entrepreneurship is difficult. I am just saying for everybody. But if you are willing, nobody can stop you. Because you don't have capital, it cannot be the reason why you cannot take up entrepreneurship. So while there's room for migrant laborers or returnees to Nagaland, and I hope some of you present here today are returnees, I want to encourage you that there is a better prospect called agribusiness. And I'm going to speak to you with experience. We have done a hell lot of work in agribusiness. We started encouraging passion fruit in 2005-06. We failed. We succeeded in some ways, but failed. We encouraged banana cultivation with 1 hectare per farmer, which is 1 lakh square feet, which is not small in the hill regions. We succeeded in some areas, we failed. 2008, we started encouraging kiwi cultivation, and in Peg district, we had huge success. No, we have been having success with large cardamom cultivation, we have been having with ginger cultivation, we have been having success. The recent success that we have now is even in potato cultivation. We started promoting potato and cabbage cultivation in the year 2003. And I tell you, that's one reason why you see a lot coming in from that district. So while we have failed in some areas, I can confidently tell you that there are a lot of progress in agribusinesses. So this is what every Naga can do, because all the migrant laborers or workers are all from the village or from the towns, and they do have access to lands. As tribals, most of us have small land holding. I want to encourage young people to relook at agribusiness. I will give you example of fruit tree nursery. If you develop a fruit tree nursery of Tamarillo fruit trees, it's very easy to raise a nursery of 10,000 fruit trees. If you sell at 20 rupees per fruit tree, you are looking at 2 lakhs rupees within a period of less than 6 months. And what is your investment? Your investment is hardly 5,000 rupees. If you want to cultivate potato, it is maximum 4 months engagement. One of my friends this year, on 22nd of January, he planted, he's a school teacher, he planted 280 kilos of potato. And on May 15th, 14th, 13th, he harvested 2,300 kgs. But that's not very good harvest. It's almost 10 times, but he watered only two times this year. And this year is like a drought year. Even now you have seen that rain has not come in. So if you do well with high yielding potato variety seeds, you have a very good chance of earning minimum 15 times than your investment. So if you invest about 1,000 kgs, you stand a chance of harvesting about 15,000 kilos. 15,000 kilos into 40 rupees is roughly about 3 lakh rupees you will get within a span of 4 months. Now, this is not something which I am telling you out of the blue. Entrepreneurs Associates have been working with farmers on discount. Kiwi takes about 3 to 4 years to mature and bear fruit. So it's a long wait. But potato takes only 4 months. It's not a long wait. Fruit tree saplings takes only about 6 months. It's not a long wait. You can think of varieties of fruit trees. I want to encourage you to think about king chili, one of our youth Entrepreneurs Associates member. This year, after listening to us, he has planted 2,000 plants of king chili. And I believe that this is going to give him rough about 5 lakhs rupees before the closing of this year. Now, that's not a bad deal, but 2,000 plants, it would mean that you need to plant in an area of about 1 acre. If you don't have 1 acre in your village or in your area, you can start with 500 plants. It's very easy. I want to encourage some people here, if you are returnees and you want to start afresh. Our office can help you with Tamarillo trees if you're not in Dimapur and elsewhere, because Tamarillo trees cannot grow in hot regions. So you need to be in the villages, but you can contact our office and we will help you. And within the next 8 to 10 months, 12 months, you will start earning money. And if you do well and plant about 100 trees, you stand a very good chance of earning about 1 lakh rupees in a year. And that's constant because tree tomatoes bear fruit all the year through. I want you people to think about agribusiness. There is money in agribusiness. You can think of Naga ginger. It yields 8 to 15 times, some in areas even up to 18 times of what you invest. And unlike Naga ginger, this Naga ginger, the hot spicy one, you can keep it for 15 years. It doesn't go bad. You can harvest all the year through, unlike Nigeria ginger, which has to be harvested in January, February. Therefore, we have excellent examples. We need to really look at agribusiness. I tell you, there is money in agribusiness, and I want to encourage our people to think so. In India, last year, about 3 crore people migrated back to their villages, which is about 30 lakhs. Nagaland saw only about 15,000 people. We are a small state. It's not a problem for us at all. And in India, many people are landless. In Nagaland, we are not landless. In India, 94% of the labor force is what they call are in the informal sector. This is not really the case in Nagaland because we don't really have so many informal laborers. We have about 140,000 people employed in the state establishment. We have a postulated population of about 2,020,000 lakhs. And therefore, ours may not be so when we say, but we do have around 70% of our population still engaged in agriculture. It's just that we have not really commercialized agriculture. I want to encourage you people to think differently and look at agriculture as money-making profession. If you think that agriculture can give you money and if you're willing to work, even for 6 hours a day, where our people, when they go out to work in Bombay, Goa, Delhi, they work for about 10 to 12 hours. If young people are willing to work 6 hours in your land, you will get more salary than what you were getting in Delhi and Bombay. And I tell you, I am telling you with confidence, because we have done a lot, and we have not done with 100, 200 farmers. We have not worked with 1,200, 2,000 farmers. We have worked with almost 10,000 farmers to tell you that there is money in agribusiness, and there is little, very, very little investment out there. So whoever wants to start afresh with about 2 to 5 lakhs income per annum, please relook at agriculture. There you have your opportunities. Thank you and Kupnalim.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing with us your ideas and also encouraging the young people like us. And if, citing the example of a value example and how we can start out if we are interested. So thank you so much again. And now we have our last panelist, Mr. Jungshi S. Jamil. He is currently the nodal officer for the ORC project, Food and Civil Supplies Department, Government of Nagaland. So, sir, over to you. Hello, sir, Mr. Nunsi S. Jamil.
Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. First of all, thank you so much, Ms. Soni, and thanks to all the dear panelists, Spear India, and to all the participants. I would like to draw your attention on one of the Prime Minister's technology-driven reform system called One Nation, One Ration Card, which has been implemented by the Department of Food and Civil Supplies, Nagaland. Since this is targeting the migrant workers, that's the reason. And And our topic is about post-COVID-19 socio-economic response for migrant workers and their communities. That's the reason why Sony and I, we have spoken about this, and I've chosen this. The main objective of this One Nation, One Ration Card scheme is to enable the eligible beneficiaries of National Food Security Act to get rations in any states or UTs of the country on a single ration card. And the biggest benefit of this scheme is to be the citizen who leaves their home, village or town and go elsewhere for employment or other needs. Say, for example, if our Naga people go out and work somewhere else, and if you are an eligible card holder, you can draw the ration from there, from anywhere in India. So it was launched in the 1st August 2019 by the Union Minister, late Ram Vilas Paswan, on a pilot basis in 4 states, namely Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Gujarat. And in Nagaland, on the 3rd June 2020, the state of Nagaland has launched the One Nation, One Ration Card at Dimapur. And slowly, it has been rolled out in all the district headquarters. This One Nation, One Ration Card can be successful only with a good Aadhaar seeding and fair brush of automation in the state. So now our Aadhaar seeding status is on us on 7th June 2021 is at 90%, that is ration card wise, and 84% beneficiary wise. And the fair brush of automation is 100%. That means all the 1621 fair brush shops are automated. And if you like, others might be wondering as to how this One Nation, One Ration Card has been done and how the process has been done. So to avail the One Nation, One Ration Card facility, one has to follow certain steps. Number 1, we have to visit a fair brush shop where EPOS, that is electronic point of sale device, is enabled. Number 2, share the Aadhaar seeding ration card number or ration card Aadhaar number. Number 3, we have to go undergo Aadhaar based biometric authentication. Then number 4, receive your NFSA, that is BHH or AOI, as we call it. The card, they have 2 types of cards. There is an NFSA, there is PHH or AOI, and the quota of footprints has been loaded. That is that simple. Now for this One Nation, One Ration Card, awareness and publicity has been made as per the directive of the ministry. The World Food Program has selected focus awareness campaign across all the states and UTs. And for the state of Nagaland, they have selected Dimapur as one of the city. It was taken up successfully during Feb 2021 and March 2021 by Spear India. In this regard, one small suggestion that we would like to make Like, and if you all can communicate, if you all are communicating with the ministry, you all also can give suggestion as such. Like, ministry may be suggested to extend such awareness campaign, because many doesn't know also, like this one nation, one ration card, how it's been done, or how one can avail the facility. If that campaign has been extended in all the districts in the state where migrant laborers are densely populated, then I think many will come forward and avail the facilities. And we have some issues and challenges as well. After we have implemented in the month of June 2020 until May 2021, the issues and challenges that we have faced. Those issues also we would like to raise. That is, in ground reality, as per a report from the district officers, it has been observed that most of the migrant laborers have left their family members at the native village or home. So they are of the opinion that their family members should avail the food grains back home and not here in our state. And number two, again, as per the ground reality report, one of the main reasons as to why this migrants are reluctant to the portability is the cost factor. Say, for example, when we say cost factor, as per the ministry's guideline and National Food Security Act, the cost of the rice is 3 rupees. So now in Nagaland, we're giving it at 3 rupees per kg. Whereas the cost of the rice in South India, like Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, is 1 rupee per kg. Why? Because the 2 rupees is being subsidized by the state government. So they are reluctant to purchase the rice at the higher cost in Nagaland. So those are the two things which are, I should say, it's a hindrance. And if those things are not addressed, then I think the very purpose of one nation, one ration card will be defeated. Because as of now, from June till May, in June, only 4 people turned up. Then July and August, nil. September 8, October 17, November 18, December and Jan, nil. And Feb 15, March 10 people only turned up. April 2021, 16 people only turned up. And May 2021, 15 people only turned up. So that's a brief report, I should say. Since in a short span of time, like I was made to understand that I have to do the presentation. So that's it. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing the impact or the ongoing project regarding the migrant population. Thank you so much again. Now, without much time, I guess we have some few questions in the chat box. We will start with the chat box. The first question. It will be always good to give the question to whom you are referring to, the first speaker or to whom you are questioning. If you mention the name, that will be good. Okay, so
yeah, so I can go for the first question.
Yes.
Which is saying that no, actually, if you don't have that opportunity, how can you start your business, right? Paisa lage, ituhan lage. So number one is, Sir Nichite has said that there's so much opportunity in the agri space. I totally agree with him. Number two is business kure manu does not always mean that you have to do all the hard work. It's not go and spend 6 hours, 7 hours in the field, things like that. When you do business, you need the whole supply chain. You need somebody who's farming, you need somebody who's selling the seeds, you need somebody in transportation, you need somebody in marketing. And so business right now has never been easy and cheaper to launch. Artically, so most of us mobile phone, right? Most of us use smartphone. Whether you're selling grocery, whether you're doing home delivery, whether you're selling clothes, you can sell it through your phone, right? And in Guwahati, there's one young boy. Every evening he takes orders of grocery. Rice kiman kg lage, dal kiman kg lage, sugar kiman lage. So people will WhatsApp it to him. Say moi kali idu iman baji de adi dibo. Now he does not even have a shop. Tai list loigna evening de dukan jaigna kunba dukan satila dukan bra tahan tade bra kine. So if rice is 20 rupees, he will get it for 18 rupees, right? And he will give the customer at the same price. So what he has done is using a mobile, using WhatsApp, he has built a company in Guwahati itself. So what I want to say is you don't need money. Like you just need to have some idea. You need to use a mobile phone. Don't use it for too much social media, too much, YouTube and things. Use it for productive ways. Right now, Manohan struggle as a delivery khanai. So just with 10,000 rupees, with a smartphone, with internet, you can start a business. You don't need any product. Shopkeepers are finding it difficult to sell because of the lockdown. You can sell products for your shopkeepers, So all we need to do is we need to have an idea and we need business people in all the ways. So it should never be that, mula hate paisa nai, mula ito nai. Actually, so phone, see, this conference would have never happened 2 years back, but now we are doing Zoom call. 40 of us are listening on our phone, right? And so everything is possible when you are, creative and you think. So that's my point.
Yeah, any panelists want to add?
Or requesting all the participants, you can also unmute yourself and raise any questions. If you have any doubt, any questions to raise.
Okay, if not, we will go to the second question.
Hello. Yeah, excuse me. I cannot unmute my mic for some time. Now, this is a question to Ledzo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I have put actually the first question in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
What you have said is very encouraging. I understand that, but again, just maybe for greater education. Now, those who are, for skill, laborers, or those who are having a little exposed, understand the concept of entrepreneurship. Here we are talking about the underprivileged young people, which are again not having what you have said is also correct, full of opportunities. We have to go forward, but then many of them are not able to even sustain themselves. How do we we have a concern for those people? That's why I'm just asking.
Acha, ठीक है, sir. No, I totally agree, sir. What you're saying is they don't have, for them to even survive is very difficult, right? So how can they start thinking of mobile phone and all that? And so like how I said earlier is, number one, before we skill them, before we do anything, sir, we have to teach them about how to use money, okay? Because money is so important, whether it's migrant worker, whether it's the guy who's earning 300, 400 rupees, he or she is earning more money than a person in the private job. Private job, you will earn 5,000, 6,000 rupees. So I think the most important part in skilling first is to talk about savings and how to use money properly. I think that is one. But let's say the situation is now that hate ek taka bhi nai, dui taka bhi nai, right? And they're finding it difficult. So at this point of time, like how, sir, up the morning they walk, even if you go for a walk in the morning in Nagaland, you will see that all the workers who are doing unloading, loading, everything there will be very few local people involved. if you see, whether it's food, whether it's saman khan. And so the opportunity will start from the morning, whether it's newspaper laka distribution, whether doodh laka distribution ase, right? So any kind of work you will see is most of the hard work is done by outside people. And I think, sir, at this point of time, though it's very difficult, we have to understand that there are so many opportunities for everyone. Number one is if we can replace those people. Number two is worst comes to worst, mohan la busti de jaigena, tate mohan la mati de farming, gardening khan kurigena. Mati nai kolebi, have a partnership with someone and plow their field and make money. That's what Miyas and all are doing from outside as well, right, sir? So that is my thing. So my idea is, I don't know about skilling, but just about thinking creatively and looking at opportunities.
Yeah, anyway, thank you. How much time we have? Do we have Sony and Ishina?
Okay.
I think this is very interesting. We need to have more, interaction.
Yeah, our sessions ends at 4:30. So before that, you can have an interaction. Yeah, if there is any question, any panelist
Okay,
can
one more
respond to
question,
it.
Lezo. One more question to Lezo. Of course, this will also go to Dulu. Itu apni kuat ঠিক আছে none of us amakan laga bacakan itu chutu-mutu kam korbo lamon nai bishi lazy আছে, but at the same time, just recently I was debating in one of the Facebook this thing. We the parents, especially Naga parents, are to be blamed because we expect every of our children either by hook or crook to go to the government job. Itu government job na thaki shigule, itu you are nobody will respect you in one way. No unless you have you can make money, nobody respect you. Itu ni dia makan hard work korban hoigena aro underground. Somebody have mentioned about the underground, so many factions. Itu kom berabi pondok tipo glamorous kore do. Itu now I don't expect any ready-made answer right now, but this is something where every one of us have a responsibility to educate our people, our youngsters. That government job is not the only industry, only factory that we can survive. Maybe 30 years ago, I resigned even for my government job to give some encouragement to the people. And then unfortunately, I entered into NGO work, and then I'm still struggling to educate our own people. Ito nimide participant kan barabi. I know there are also some young people working or directly working with the young people. So how do we really educate our children more and more? Who will do the advocacy? Ito bi when ito kutum na ako de ami ito sendiwati lugudipik the question bi potap gargina se the more concept de how to categorize intra migrant kina ito categorize kurubo. Ito bi the say of course for practicality point of view. And to Sir Dulu, your concept is very good. And again, one of the friendship is yes from the profit making point of view, which is very encouraging. Now, how your EA is, aligning with the concept of the NRLM, NRLM activities in the rural area. They are also doing a lot of things in the livelihood. So ito nimide ito ami question do potap gorina se do all ko bularo food and civil supply look at the all chat box the question ami likhina se maybe of course everybody will not have the same immediate answer. Only these are some of the challenging points that we have been observing in the last so many years. Thank you.
Can I come in?
I guess the first question, shall we go with the question wise? The first question is to Sir Lizo. So Sir Lizo can answer to that, and later Mrs. Sintiwati can answer to the second question, and likewise.
Okay, I like to do things fast, so I'll quickly finish. So number one is, I think Sir's point is very right. See, it's not the parents that are following away, because itebi pandemic everybody's struggling. It's the government guy who's getting his salary. who is whether going to office or not, right? So the thing is, Ajigali laga situation there, how do we change the narrative? How do we make people understand there's more beyond government jobs? We need to have role models. Okay, we need to have role models in different sector. NGO, NGO you worked in for 30 years. It's still very difficult to advocate for people because parents, mothers, and fathers will always think twice. If the bacha says, "My NGO they come to say, my NGO start to say." But whether it's NGO, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's private sector, we need to have very good role models who are leading by example. For example, Sir Nichite, what he's doing, helping many people, but also living a good life. It's not that he's struggling; he's living a good life. He's traveling. Nowadays many business people in Nagaland, they're also working hard, but they're also doing well. They're also living a good life. So unless we have good role models, we will never be able to change the narrative of the society, no matter how much we say, because parents can't live with it, though they always want the best. Tomorrow, if there are 10 entrepreneurs in Nagaland who are living very well, who are having a good life, who don't have to go to office, who are giving 100 jobs, they are driving nice cars, I will tell you that every parent in Nagaland will say you can become an entrepreneur, right? So number one is, I think it's very, very important to have role models. There's no right, there's no wrong. Unless we have good, successful role models, we will not be able to change the narrative. So that's my point. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. And the next question, Mr. Sintiwati, you can respond to it.
Thank you so much for the question. So like my answer will be intra-district, like intra-migrants will be from people coming from different districts. So what councils can do is like while like entering to the residence where he is supposed to go, he should like register himself within the like colony or so that and also the council should aware the like people who are already living in the residence that to kindly let the people who are coming newly residents kange register go to so that keeping in track that could buy and then interested come like pahara interested come pahara like Assam neighboring state or like West Bengal same goes to them get check so that whether which states they are coming so colony they came or where they were before coming to like this colony. So
sorry to interrupt you in between. I guess Sir Tinitang, what he wants is how do you identify is the real question, I believe so.
Yeah, so identify we local like people supposing say like you can't say intra migrants like Assam Manu ekta Kohima de China Bodeshe and Kohima Brahida should be nobody. We cannot say that is an intra. It's always an intra because Tapoila Assam Baishe. So like intra will be within Dimapur district there, Kohima side Kamba Ahagando, like within the Nagaland state. And intra will be Assam, Manipur. So is it?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Sindhivati. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, the third question, Sir Nito Chu can respond to it.
So I want to carry on from what Lezo said about ideas. You know, the tagline for Idea Phone was, an idea can change your life. Unfortunately, the Idea Phone has not been doing very well, but the tagline of an idea can change your life is absolutely stunning statement. I want to encourage parents and also migrant workers who are here to think out of the box. And when I say that, what Lezos spoke about migrant laborers being hired in Kohima and Dimapur, creating opportunities for themselves because they're willing to do it. I tell you, I did it when I was 19 years, 20 years old in Kohima, under what we call Beacon of Hope. That was in 1992. And the wage in my village at that time was 25 rupees, ashara. and in Kohima was about 45 rupees. But we, by loading and unloading trucks, we used to sometimes earn
Click
even 100
raise hand option.
in a day. So
Your
my
name
point
will come
is
to the top.
that there is opportunity out there. The other point about business and marketing. You know, in Nagaland, I will tell you that there is no problem of marketing. There is problem of scale. The little marketing problem that we see is because of the small surpluses we see around the villages, where it does not interest any big player to come in. For example, if I am going to get 10 lakhs rupees profit from a business venture, I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm not interested in 10 lakhs. But if I'm going to get 1 crore, yes, I'll be interested. Or if I'm going to get 10 crores, I'll be very keen. In Nagaland, we don't have productions of that scale, which can interest an entrepreneur to get 1 crore rupees from the sale of, let us say, tomato, or from the sale of even kiwi. Nagaland's kiwi production is not even 10% of what the government assumes it is. And therefore, today what we talk about marketing, we have actually the problem of production. And I want to tell you, parents may be also at fault about forcing their children to government job, but we definitely have problems with the education system and the children themselves. The children themselves are not willing to wash even their cups and plates. They do not want to go beyond government jobs. This is a serious mindset change that we need. So I want to encourage people, do not look down on manual works. Do not underestimate agribusiness. I have many farmers who are actually earning 4 to 5 lakhs by just cultivating large cardamom and kiwi in a year. But our graduate students will not do it because in their mind, they think that is below their dignity. This is wrong. The school education has forced them to think that only government job is good. But I tell you, government job has become the cemetery of young talents. And I've been saying this for the last 25 years. And I have reasons to say why it has become the cemetery. That does not mean that I condemn government job. True, because people are not willing to create their opportunities. Government job seems to be better. But I tell you now, government job is no more the best job. So for young people who want to think about entrepreneurship, idea is more important than money. I have told you earlier, I've shared to you that we have various underground sections. Many young people have asked me, how can we do business when we have undergrounds asking tax? If people from Bihar, from UP, from the South India, from West Bengal can do business, illegal immigrants from Bangladesh can do business, why not Nagas in Nagaland? I know there are multiple taxations, but that is not the excuse for not taking up business. I know banks don't give loan to Nagas because you are called tribals. And in our own land, we have become strangers. But lack of capital is not the answer for not taking up entrepreneurship. It is in this box that you can make your future or unmake your future. Entrepreneurs Associates don't have FCRA. And even this year, 3-4 people have asked me during lockdown to apply FCRA so that they can fund us. We said no. EA is a self-sustaining organization, and we want to tell to people that we survived and did our work without foreign funds. And mind you, last year lockdown, not even one staff of our 92 staffs was laid off. 7 months we were closed, but every single staff got their pay and without foreign funding. So I tell you, there is opportunity in Nagaland, we can create it. And I tell you that the private job sector is going to be more alluring, more promising in the coming days. Entrepreneurship definitely is going to be the way out. But one thing that our Nagas have not explored is agriculture business. And people think there is no market. I tell you, there is market, but there is no market for small production. You have to think big. You have to give in your best. Start small, but with a big dream. If we can do this, Nagaland is the land of milk and honey. Almost every fruit can be grown in Nagaland. Almost every vegetable can be grown in Nagaland. And you have the biggest population in the world, India, to feed. Nagas cannot feed India. So don't worry about market. Market will come when you produce enough. And I tell you, there is crores of money in agribusiness, but there is always difficulty in this box. If you think it is hard, it will become hard. If you think you can do it, you can do it. And I tell you, I want you to think you can do it because it is possible. I am now 49 years of age and I have done it. And I have done, yes, I'll just finish with it because I want people to understand. I started what I'm doing now when I was 19. When there was killing every day in Nagaland. When I have literally buried so many dead bodies being killed by factional fights. In such a situation, we started out and we proved to others that we can do it. If I, a village boy, can do it, anybody who is sitting there can do it. I don't want excuses from Nagas that because of lack of capital, because of this and that reason, we cannot do it. No, we cannot do it because of this box here, the mindset. I want to encourage whoever wants to succeed. You will succeed. The world is out there for you to grab it. And I did it, and you can also do it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Next, we will take another question from the chat box. Who all are eligible to, this question is to Sir Jung Si, yeah. Who are eligible to get the one nation, one ration card? The concept is understood, but what so many are being left out to get the basic ration card in our own state? So is this card is only for BPLs or include APLs or probably name change? Who will the best agendas to do advocacy to the people? Questions? Yeah, sir, you can respond to it. Yeah, Sir Lumsi. Hello, Sir Lumsi.
Sir Jungshi, if
yes,
you,
Lumsi.
yeah. Sir Jungshi, am I audible?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, you're audible now.
Okay. Let me break down this question phrase by phrase. Number one, who all are eligible to get this one nation, one ration card? In that, the National Food Security Act ration card holders, that is the PHH, Periodic Household Ration Card, or AAY card, Andudaya Anna Yojana ration card. Those ration card holders are eligible for this one nation, one ration card. The second phrase, the concept is understood, but why so many are left out to get the basic ration card in our state? As per our record, we have 47,500 AY card holders and 2,37,434 PHS ration card holders, covering a population of 14,03,579. And we can't say this is bogus because 90% 90% of the RC is Aadhaar linked. And now, whosoever wants to apply for it, they just have to attach their Aadhaar. Then they can apply. There are norms as to why, like, say, for example, gazetted officers can't apply for this. But till the 3rd grade, 4th grade, we somehow give the leniency, and after that, coverage has been done. And whosoever would like to avail, only thing is they have to submit the Aadhaar, and after that, the photographs, then they have to fill it up. That's it. There is no restriction as such. And is this card is only for BPL or include APL? There is no BPL or APL after the implementation of National Food Security Act. That was during the TPDS time. Before 2016, it was called TPDS, Targeted Public Distribution System. Now it's called National Food Security Act, ration card, all this. So there's a vast difference that APL is no more and BPL is no more. Coming to number 3, who will be best agencies to do advocacy to the people? Hey, yes, agencies are there. Say, for example, in a village, the Congras or the VDBs are the best agencies, because each and every recognized village has been given the status of fair price shop in Nagaland because of this introduction of communitization. So each and every beneficiaries have been identified by the Gongburas or the chairman of the village only. So they are the best agencies to do the advocacy to the people, directly to the people. So I don't know how it's done in other part of the state, but we have been to Tuinsang. I have been to Tuinsang. I've been to Mohokchung. I've been to Kohima, and I've surveyed the place. Those are the places where, like the Congress, they act as an agency and as an advocate to the people, and after that they propagate. That is, they do the awareness campaign regarding the scheme. So if there is any doubt as such, you can go to our website, that is fcs.nagaland.gov.in, and after that you can see like how to apply and how the schemes are and how much has been covered. And you can go even to this nfsc.gov.in. In that, all the states beneficiaries are there, not only Nagaland. And if at all there are people, those whom you feel they are eligible but they have not got the ration card, then you can contact the local authority. Local authority could be your Gongbura or the chairman, those who are nearby you. And after that, if they don't oblige, go to the ADS office, that is the assistant director's office, the districts. And after that, surely they'll oblige, and after that, forms will be issued to you all.
Okay.
I hope my point is clear.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, since we don't have much time, I would like to hand over to Sonny. Before that, I would like to thank Spare India for giving us the opportunity, and thank you to all the panelists for sharing your innovative ideas, creative ideas, and imparting us with more knowledge and ideas. Thank you so much again. Yeah, over to you, Sonny. Yeah.
Thank you. So first of all, I consider it a very great privilege to propose a vote of thanks to all the panelists today. Uh, like I said earlier, we had a very eminent speakers. So I'm sure that through their knowledge, we are very much enlightened. And also, I believe that though we might not have enough participants from the migrant community, we believe that through this session, as the NGO representatives are here in the session, we believe that the NGOs who have been working with the migrants will surely take our discussions to the ground level, and they will surely mobilize the migrant workers. That is what we believed. And also, I would like to once again thank the panelists for sharing the insight, their knowledge to every one of us here. And I'm sure everyone here present who have attended the session, it will be very helpful and be very beneficial for us, and it will definitely help us even in the days to come. So and I would also like to thank our moderator today, Ms. Katini, who have wonderfully moderated the session. And she was also a part of the session in the in the past session where we have conducted on the sector coordination meeting. So she was also a part of the session. Thank you so much. And we also look forward for your participation even in the days to come. Thank you. And now I'd also like to thank my colleague, Gohar, who have been helping me and helping us conduct this session, looking after the technical issues at the back. And also, I would like to thank the NSDMA team who are also present here for the continuous support and effort for the successful completion of the session. And last but not the least, I would also like to thank all the participants for your participation today. It was indeed a very fruitful discussion on the socio-economic, and the sustainability and livelihood of the migrant workers in the state. So without you, it would not have been successful, and it would not have been this interesting session. So I would like to thank each one of you present here today, and would also like to request you to be a part of the session, even in the days to come, as we are planning on more sessions to be conducted in the state, based on the needs. And we are also live on the video, so we also have shared the link to the YouTube in the announcement mail, so you can always click the link and go and check back the videos in the YouTube. Thank you so much. With this, we would like to conclude the session. Once again, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good
Thank you.
weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Sonny. Yeah.
Thank you, Spirit India.